At just 19 years old, Lauren Bacall stared into a camera and delivered one line to Humphrey Bogart that instantly made her a legend. "You know how to whistle, don't you? You just put your lips together and blow." It was her very first film role, and audiences had no idea they were watching two future spouses meet for the first time on screen. Born Betty Joan Persky in New York, she started as a model, and her breakthrough happened almost by accident when a director's wife spotted her on the cover of Harper's Bazaar and insisted her husband cast her immediately. That film was To Have and Have Not, and the on-screen chemistry with Bogart, 25 years her senior, was so real that it wasn't acting at all. They fell in love during filming, despite him still being married to someone else at the time, a fact the studio worked hard to keep out of the press until his divorce was finalized. They married shortly after. Together, they became one of Hollywood's most iconic real-life couples, starring in 4 films together including The Big Sleep, cementing an on-screen partnership audiences couldn't get enough of. But their story ended in tragedy. In 1957, after 12 years of marriage, Bogart passed away from cancer, leaving Bacall a widow at just 32 years old. With 2 young children and a career the studio suddenly seemed less interested in supporting. She rebuilt everything on her own terms, moving into Broadway and winning 2 Tony Awards for musical theater roles decades after her film career had supposedly peaked, proving she never needed Bogart's name to carry her. Critics who once dismissed her as simply Bogart's wife were eventually forced to acknowledge her as one of the most enduring performers of her generation, full stop. She continued working well into her 80s, becoming one of the last living stars from Hollywood's golden age, before passing away in 2014 at 89 years old. Lauren Bacall started her career being introduced as somebody's future wife. She ended it being remembered entirely on her own terms, with a body of work spanning film, television, and Broadway that outlasted almost every star she began her career alongside. On a stage she built herself, line by line.